Okay, this big grey box arrived. We're pretty excited about it. We're going to open it up and see how it goes. So, we live in Auckland City area, so we don't actually need this here. It's for a different project we're working on. So we already get pretty good internet where we are now. We have fibre, but we thought we'd set it up anyway and check out the speeds. There's the instructions. That's what you get. That's what the unit looks like inside there. It looks pretty simple. You get your little stand. You've probably actually already seen this before. Your little router, everything's all plugged in already. The power supply and a little cable. So it looks like it's just plug it in and that's it. So I'll take all this part out. Some instructions. No, regular Siri notices. It is a bit heavy. That's what it looks like there. Nice and simple. Pretty flat, I think. It's just, that's it. It's going to literally fit on there like that. Boom. That's all there is to it. Router. So that's going to be inside, power supply, and then enough cable to get it out into the best position. So we're in a pretty dense little area actually. There's lots of trees and things around, so it's probably not going to be the best place where we set it up temporarily. But anyway, let's go check out the speed and see what happens. Okay. We're just going to quickly do our Wi-Fi speed test. So currently getting just under 300, 270 something megabits down, and just under 200 up. Okay, so we've just put it on top of the car. Not ideal, but like I said, we're just temporarily setting up just to see what the speed's like. So we're going to turn it on now, and then let's watch it and see what it does. So I haven't done anything. All we've done was just plug it in and switch it on. So we're just going to leave it for a moment, see if it does anything. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so it didn't really do much for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Nothing really much was going on, and then it fully rotated again and went over in this direction. So ultimately not really in a great spot. As you can see, quite a few trees right there, so it really wants to be right up on the roof or whatever, but I'm not going to bother with that because this is only a temporary test. Okay, so now we're going to do our speed test. We're finally connected. Let's go. So you can see we're connected to SpaceX Starlink. Oh no. And error. Well, we had a connection for a while.
But does the app not give you to say? Surely the app would say you're connected.
So you can see the internet's... Oh, is it? No. Oh yeah, there you go. Whatever, what did I just agree to? So... Okay, try that again. Speed test, here we go. Oh, there we go. 50, 60. Not bad, okay, not bad. Sitting on the car. Alright, interesting. Cool, alright, we'll do a few more tests over the day. It'll be interesting to see what the upload is. Ooh.
Are you leaving it out?
Okay. Oh, and we lost the connection.
Hey,
it is experimental. So the speeds that we're getting, around 50 to 70 megabits, is pretty impressive considering the spot that it's in. It's more the disconnecting every random few minutes. I'm going to put in another spot and see how we go and do a few more tests, and yeah. So just over the next 10 or 15 minutes while the dish is still sitting on the top of the car, doing a couple more tests. This one shows over 100, so that was pretty good. definitely showing you some of the potential, but still a pretty average upload. Now, to most people, that doesn't actually mean a lot. Here's a real-world test using TikTok. So if you're like most people that do nothing but TikTok, then it's going to be great for you. So as you can see, no delays at all, full quality streaming through virtually instantly. So very impressed in the real-world test. This one here shows one of the beta tests that really give you speeds comparative to a fibre connection in Auckland. So hitting over 200 down is definitely shows the potential here. Definitely can do the speeds. Over time, we hope the inconsistencies improve. Okay, so quite happy with the progress so far. I'm going to walk right out to the satellite thingy, so I'm going quite far from the router now, so I'm going to drop down. So other than right at the beginning, which is a little bit patchy, it's been pretty good. It's been connected for most of the time. If it has dropped out, it's only been for a short amount of time, and obviously we are in a beta, so it's, here it is. It's only in a test at the moment, so hopefully by say summer or early next year it's going to be working much better. And again, I've got it in a really terrible position. It's not a very good test spot. This will be really ideal for when we get to our next project where it's going to be required. We're currently getting about 5, maybe 6 megabits a second. So considering we just broke 200 here, and I'm getting 300 and something on our fibre, that's pretty good. So it proves it is very fast, does work, and we'll keep doing tests. Now I'm actually going to go move it inside because I don't want to get it stolen off the top of my car, and I'm going to put it in an even worse spot. Okay, so now we've moved it out onto the deck into a really terrible spot, as you can see. But just for fun, we'll see what happens. I think it's actually going to turn and point directly straight up to there. So again, very bad spot, but let's see what happens anyway. So it sat there for 3 minutes in the wrong direction and didn't do anything. It doesn't tell you anything, it doesn't give you any information of what it's doing. It just sits there, and eventually it just moved, and then I turned my camera off because I got bored. But now I guess it's sort of pointing in that same direction, and like I say, so let's check the speed now. Okay, so now we're connected to the Wi-Fi, but there's no internet connection, so it doesn't look like you can actually get any connection at all here. No. Cool, after a couple of minutes, looks like we've got a bit of a connection. Let's pick up one of the satellites, see what speed we get. Okay, cool, so we're still getting good speed. It might just be more like inconsistency with uptime. So maybe over the next 10 minutes I will just keep watching and see how many dropouts there are, and I'll do a few more speed tests along the way. Good upload from here. So considering I thought it would be completely blocked by the roof, still works. Wow, so we're getting 100 and, well, we were getting 150 then. Oop, looks like we've lost it. Pretty good for sitting in a bad spot there. Oh no, it's coming back. Not bad, not bad. Oop, that's pretty terrible though. Okay, so we did about 10 minutes and we actually cut out twice. Once was for about maybe 30 seconds and the other was maybe just very briefly 10 or 20 seconds maybe. Oh, and it looks like we might have cut out again. Let's see.
Listen to and I also
still got a connection here. Sort of. Oh, yep. Good. So we're still
what is
connected.
going on in Melbourne, Australia?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's try another speed test. Cool. So we do have a connection. Oh, no we don't. So it looks like maybe the speed test is failing because I don't think TikTok takes that much video. Okay. One last one. Doesn't look like we can use speed test at the moment. But internet is working. What I was actually just watching here is whether it would be possible to do something like Twitch streaming via the satellite. And essentially, if you get disconnected while streaming on Twitch, they give you 90 seconds to come back online before your stream gets cut off. So if you were cutting out very briefly, just for short periods of time, essentially you could still stream. And again, hopefully by early next year, this is all going to be working very well. Okay, so we've definitely got a connection here. I don't know why the speed test app is just not working. Cool, so definitely one of the slower tests. So in the same spot that I was saying was very bad, we've had from the speed all the way up to 100 and something, 150 I think we got. So pretty inconsistent at the moment, but when it works, it's very good, very happy. So now we're going to do a proper real-world comparison based on megabytes, not megabits, which sometimes gets a bit confusing for people. So we're going to do a proper download test now on Steam, download a game, and that'll really show us the connection coming in and out and the proper speeds it's getting. So you can see here we don't really get much of a connection, and then it shoots in pretty quickly, comes in and peaks out at sort of 10 to 15 megabytes a second, which is pretty quick. Now this video is sped up. So we're looking at the blue bars, not the green line. The blue bars is the connection downloading. So we lost the connection after a couple of minutes, and that was quite a long dropout, 2 minutes long, and then it comes back in quite strong, peaked out there at 20 megabytes a second. So we'll do this exact same test on the fibre connection so we can get a proper comparison here. So you can sort of see it drop out almost, then peak again, and then completely drop out. So this whole test here, I'm doing 10 gigabytes just to see how long that takes. It takes about 25 minutes on the Starlink in its current sort of unstable state because of the setup. It's pointing directly at my roof in a terrible location. And so we're going to do this exact same test again when it gets set up properly in its proper home, and it'll be in a really clear spot and should be getting the most optimum signal. So quite a good example showing the signal coming in and out, especially when it's only really picking up minimal signal, and just sort of showing you how long some of these dropouts are. And we're getting close to that 10 gigs. Again, that took about 25 minutes here, but the video's sped up and it dropped out 4 times. So now we'll do the exact same test. We'll swap over to the fibre connection, the stable fibre connection based in Auckland here, and that'll really give you a good idea of what that looks like when you're downloading a large file. Now this is all based on download. I haven't experienced very good upload speeds, so I think a good test would be uploading this video up to YouTube and sort of seeing how long that will take. So it takes about 8 minutes for the fibre to download the same amount, and the average speed of about 20 megabytes a second, which is what the Starlink peaked out at, which is quite interesting. So in the end, pretty happy with the Starlink unit. Just a good test to see what it's like currently at this time in a position like this, and we'll do another video in its final position to see what it really runs like.